Welcome to your ultimate pit stop, Piston Pundit. Today we're unpacking Spain's surprising U-turn on tariffs for Chinese electric vehicles. This unexpected decision is causing ripples across Europe, with potential long-term impacts on the Spanish economy and the entire European automotive market. Stick around as we dive into the 7 key reasons behind Spain's bold move and what it means for the future of EV trade in the EU. Let's break it all down. Reason number 7. Key drivers behind Spain's sudden policy shift. Why has Spain suddenly shifted its stance on Chinese EV tariffs? It all comes down to a complex mix of economic, political, and diplomatic factors. Initially, Spain backed the EU's proposal for tariffs of up to 38% to protect European automakers from China's subsidized EVs. However, Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez's recent visit to Beijing changed everything. After meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping, Sanchez pivoted towards a more cooperative relationship with China, fearing that harsh tariffs could spark a damaging trade war. This unexpected warmth between the leaders signals Spain's preference for economic partnership over protectionism, leaving many in Europe surprised by the sudden change in direction. Reason number 6. Economic stakes for Spain. Spain's economic stability heavily relies on its trade relationships, which played a key role in its recent policy pivot. The country's agricultural and automotive sectors are particularly vulnerable to trade disputes, and a tariff war with China could threaten vital export markets. For example, in 2023, Spain exported 1.2 billion euros worth of pork to China, representing 21% of China's total pork imports. Protecting this crucial trade link is a top priority for Prime Minister Sanchez. By reducing tensions with China, Spain aims to prevent retaliatory actions that could hurt agricultural exports, ensuring that its farmers and manufacturers continue to thrive globally. Reason number 5. Spain versus Germany, a tale of two trade visions. Spain's bold pivot on trade policy sharply contrasts with other EU heavyweights, especially Germany. As the EU's largest economy and home to a robust automotive sector, Germany firmly supports high tariffs on Chinese electric vehicles to protect domestic manufacturers from low-cost Chinese alternatives threatening their market share. In contrast, Spain is adopting a more nuanced approach. France and Italy align with Germany in supporting tariffs to create a level playing field. However, Spain's decision to diverge from this consensus could significantly influence the EU's upcoming vote on the issue. This growing divide among member states highlights differing strategies in addressing China's expanding influence in the global EV market, positioning Spain as a crucial player in shaping future EU trade policies. Before we delve deeper, do us a favor and smash that like and subscribe button. This helps us reach more auto enthusiasts just like you. Now let's shift gears and steer towards our next point. Reason number 4. China's response and the ripple effect on global trade. What about China? Unsurprisingly, China did not take Spain's initial support for tariffs lightly. They labeled the proposed tariffs as unfair and quickly initiated retaliatory investigations into various EU imports, including Spain's pork and dairy industries. Given that China was the largest market for Spanish pork exports, valued at $1.5 billion in 2022, this posed a significant threat. Spain's reconsideration of its stance on EV tariffs appears to be an effort to de-escalate these tensions and protect its own interests. This broader issue highlights the shifting global trade dynamics, especially as relations between Western nations and China continue to strain. Spain's pivot may signal a new era in how European countries manage their dependence on Chinese markets, particularly in vital sectors like automotive and agriculture. Reason number 3. Navigating national interests and EU unity. Spain's shift in trade policy goes beyond securing economic advantages. It embodies a delicate balance between national interests and EU cohesion. The differing perspectives among EU member states on tariffs highlight the tension between protecting local industries and maintaining unity within the bloc. Spain's softer stance toward China challenges the EU's protectionist approach, indicating that if other nations echo Spain's calls for compromise, the proposed tariffs may fail. Prime Minister Sanchez's strategy positions Spain as a key mediator in the dialogue between China and the EU. This diplomatic role could foster a more constructive relationship between the two economic powerhouses, enhancing Spain's influence within the EU while promoting cooperation over conflict. However, this role presents challenges, requiring Spain to navigate its national priorities while contributing to EU-wide strategies. Reason number 2. Where EU-China relations are headed. Spain's decision to recalibrate its trade policy with China could reshape EU-China relations. While many EU countries focus on protecting local markets, Spain's open approach indicates a long-term strategy for fostering collaboration. By initiating dialogue between China and the EU, Spain may help establish a more balanced trade relationship that benefits both sides. This position could also encourage China to make concessions on issues like subsidies, promoting fairer competition for European manufacturers. Spain's pivot can be seen as a proactive effort to create a trade framework that avoids the pitfalls of a tariff war. The implications for future EU-China relations are significant. Spain's gamble could either enhance cooperation or reveal deeper divisions within the EU. Reason number 1. The impact on European manufacturing strategy. Spain's decision to challenge the EU's stance on tariffs could have significant consequences for European manufacturing. By advocating for a more cooperative relationship with China, Spain emphasizes the importance of long-term trade stability over short-term protectionism. If Spain's strategy succeeds, it may create new opportunities for European manufacturers to engage with China in mutually beneficial ways, minimizing the risk of unfair competition. This approach is particularly crucial for industries like automotive manufacturing, where Chinese companies have rapidly gained market share. By balancing the protection of local industries with fostering international partnerships, Spain positions itself as a forward-thinking player in EU trade policy. The potential long-term benefits include stronger diplomatic ties and a more resilient manufacturing sector, with Spain leading the way toward a new era of global trade relations. Verdict: Spain's U-turn and its impact on Europe. In summary, Spain's sudden shift in trade policy with China has sparked widespread reactions across Europe. Prime Minister Sanchez's push for dialogue over confrontation signals a move towards cooperation, with potentially far-reaching impacts on both Spain and the EU. This approach may offer a new model for balancing national economic interests with international diplomacy. As the crucial vote on tariffs approaches, the outcome will shape the future of EU-China relations. Will Spain's diplomatic strategy strengthen ties and create a more balanced trade relationship, or could it jeopardize alliances within the EU? Only time will reveal the consequences. Now, we'd love to hear from you. Do you think Spain's shift in trade policy will strengthen its economy and the EU's relationship with China? Or are there potential risks that Spain and the EU are overlooking? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below, and make sure to like, subscribe to Piston Pundit, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on all the latest vehicle news and trade developments. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.